David here. Weekly We Look today is Saturday morning, Saturday 30th, coming to the end of March, 6:40 in the morning. So market closed, looking at the November contract, yearly chart in front of us with monthly candles, closed 147.50. What are we seeing? We're seeing the market, excuse me, trading below the 30 SMA. This is the blue line on the chart here. So that's neutralizing the last 2.5 years trend at the present moment, indicating by there we can identify that we have a lower high in place, but the long-term trend, the 5-year trend, as identified by the red line, the 60 SMA, is still in place at the present moment. Let's go down. We can clearly see that we had a swing high here of 150. Let's go down into the monthly. Monthly, you can see we've had the two preceding red months, and this month still got a closing on Friday night indicating on a green candle, but we can clearly see on here we've had a rejection of this 150 level. Let's go down into the weekly. We can clearly see here we've had this 3-week run up here, but this week here we're closing on a negative candle, a rejecting candle here, and we can clearly see that we've rejected this 150 and closed 147.50. Let's just show you the normal daily chart here. We can see here that the market came up. We've had this rise up here, tagged 150, which we've identified here. What do we can see on this chart? Let's zoom in a bit more down closely. The blue line here is the 30-day moving average. We can see that we've broken above it, and now we had a close below it. So that's neutralized the still neutralized the 30 days moving average, and on the green one, the 10-day moving average, we came down on it was Wednesday and tested. We closed below it on Thursday, and we had another close below it on Friday. So that's an indication that's stopped that short-term trend from bullish to neutral as well. So the longer term trend we've identified by the 60 SMA is still bearish, but in the short term we've now turned neutral on both the monthly and or the 10-day moving average. Let's pop down and see the price action more in detail. We can see here this swing high, we were looking to come up and test 150. Just going to zoom out right here. So this is Monday. Tuesday we went up and tagged it, rejected it straight away, had a confirmation that rejected on the Wednesday. Thursday we then tried to rally back up, came back up as high 149, and we closed negative on Friday. The question is now, are we just going to head straight back down to test the recent low of 146, or are we going to slip into a sideways price action? Let's zoom out on this chart again at the moment. As always, we've got to let the market show its hand. The stochastic is rolling over here. We need to get some momentum going if we're going to break down now to turn this 10-day moving average back into bearish, and we would look then for the end of next week to see that we've got the 10 SMA then crossing the 30 SMA to turn the medium term bearish as well, and then we look for another test down here, the lows 144, and to go down and test the target, long-term target 140. I would put resistance back up here at the 60-day SMA, would be back up here at 151, and when it nicely comes in, so 151.50, that would be at, let's have a look, yeah, 150, yeah, 151.50, and we've also got a swing low here, excuse me, with 152. So look for more negative price action next week, end of the month, starting a new month on Monday. So let's see what takes place, but looks as though the 50 has held, and would call that resistance at the present moment. If we do see a bounce up next week, we would look for that to be retested, and then that would give us another indication. Then we'd look for a double top or something like that to occur. but at the moment it does seem as though we've got enough price distance away from that level to say that that has been tested, not broken at the present moment. So if I was looking as a farmer to sell before harvest at the present moment, it may be a prudent time to start nudging for sales through at the moment. Longer term, if you're looking for after harvest at the moment, I would be looking to concentrate on the blue line here, the SMA 30, which would be give you another 3 months. So at the moment that's neutral, but on the longer term basis, we're still in a negative trend. Just to look quickly on the old crop, we were looking for a test of 165. That is what we've got. We've closed below the 10 SMA. Just see the price action on the weekly. We can see here, identify, crash this close here, 165. So that would open the door to go back and test the low swing lows here. I think it was 157. So let's see what price action we have next week on the new crop, and we'll put an update this time next week.